Hello and welcome to my dungeon. Have you ever had a day where you're like boo-boo the fool? Because I did, and it was really embarrassing. But it started off as like a normal day. Sometimes I paint things on stream and then I put it on my Etsy and then y'all can buy them and then I ship them out and it's like this whole hurrah, right? You get cute art and then voila. They're not good art, by the way. It's a thing. I recently just shut down my P.O. box. I've had the same P.O. box for like 10 years and I was like, maybe it's time. And also too, just kind of tired of having a P.O. box, having to go check it and stuff. It kind of took a chunk out of my day. So I was like, well, I won't have one. But then I was like, well, how am I going to ship out the paintings, you know? So I got a secret P.O. box and it's not public, but it's not like a big deal that it gets leaked, you know? Like it doesn't matter that, oh, if I ship out a painting and then you're like, oh, Kate got a P.O. box in Los Angeles. Like it's not like a who, but it's like a don't send me anything because it's just there. I don't want to have to go check it unless it's like my birthday, then, you know, that's fine. But like, you know, I don't want to go chat and be like, oh, is there something in my P.O. box? I don't know. Because the thing is like, I would go check it like once a month. For the most part, no one would ever send me anything, which is fine. The problem is when people did send stuff, it was always at like the same time somehow, magically. And then the P.O. box would call me angry and be like, you need to come pick up this stuff now. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Like it was a weird situation. So I was like, I'm gonna get a new P.O. box. Those people are probably sick of me. It's been 10 years, you know? What a weird concept. 10 years. Anyway. So before I moved, I was like, I'm gonna find a good P.O. box somewhere in LA where it's like nice and clean and easy to get to, easy parking, you know, accessible. I wanted it to be nice. So I did some searching and I found one that was like in a decent area and it seemed nice and clean and whatever. The only problem because since it was private and I knew I wasn't going to be getting anything at the P.O. box, right? I wrote down the address that they told me to write down for the P.O. box. It was not the same address as the P.O. box. I remember her telling me this is not the same address as the P.O. box. So if you put this into your Google Maps, it's not going to take you to the... I forgot that. But I wrote down the P.O. box, right? And for 3 months... proceeded to not go to the P.O. box because why would I need to? I'm only shipping out art stuff and I can do that anywhere. I can go to the P.O. box over here. I can go to the P.O. box over here. I can go to the P.O. box over here because I don't need to go to my P.O. box. I just got to ship it off. So as time went on, I just kind of forgot about the P.O. box. And then, you know, 3 months later, I was like, maybe I should go to the P.O. box. Maybe I actually may have stuff. I mean, you know, it won't be anything anybody sent me, but like maybe I got mail, like coupons or something. Because of my old P.O. box, I wrote in the new P.O. box. So maybe if somebody sent stuff to the old P.O. box, then maybe it got sent to the new P.O. box. So I was like, oh, I should go to the P.O. box. So I was out and about and I was like, hey, I'm just going to pop in the P.O. box real quick and then go, right? P.O. box 12345, bloop, and then bloop, and then it took me and I was driving and all of a sudden I was in a neighborhood and all of a sudden I was up at someone's house and it said, congratulations, you've arrived. And I was like, this is not the P.O. box. Oh my God, I don't know how to get to my P.O. box. And I started thinking about it and I start panicking because I don't know where the P.O. box is. I don't remember where it is. I don't remember what it looks like. I remember nothing because there's a couple of P.O. boxes I've been to before to go ship stuff out, right? But it wasn't my P.O. box. I didn't remember which P.O. box was my P.O. box. And so I was like, oh my God. So I pulled over to the side. I was still in the neighborhood, pulled over to the side and was like looking through my phone. I typed in P.O. boxes. And so I just started looking, I was zooming in. I'm like, no, it's not that one. Is it this one? I remember this, but was that, did I ship something out from there? Or is that the P.O. box? And so, okay, I'll just go to the next one. And so then I remembered, I was like, oh, I remember something very specific about the P.O. box. There was this tree and there was this and it looked like this and yeah. So then I was looking and then there was one where I saw the street name and I was like, maybe? I remember the thing, I came up with the words, like the words were like rhyming with the P.O. box. And so I sat there for 15 minutes, zooming, pinch, zoom, pinch. And finally I was like, I can't do this. I'll look another day. I'm just gonna go ship off these 2 boxes and I'm just gonna go. So I just went to one, I typed it in, went to the P.O. box, pulled up and I was like, this place kind of looks familiar. I probably ship boxes here. So I go inside and walk around and I see a lady working at the front desk and I'm like, oh, she looks familiar. Probably ship boxes here. So I go over and I'm like, you know, because you can do it for like you do it by yourself and you just pay for it or whatever. Keep in mind, I have been around and about all the live long day. So I'm already hot, tired, sweaty, and overstimulated. And the P.O. box is one of the worst places to be, but I had prepackaged everything because like I said, I previously had, I was going through a place I had to go to Target and got bubble wrap and got boxes and blah, 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 blah. And then I had to write everything down and then blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it was a whole thing. So I go in and I start, you know, self-scanning, doing everything. Does it have anything explosive? No, it's a painting. Does it have anything that, no, it's a painting. Is it gonna be the water? No, it's a painting. I filled everything out and I'm like, okay, this looks good. And then it asked me for my address because you're supposed to, you know, if it gets lost, it gets kind of returned to you. And I stood there and I'm like, what if I wrote down my new P.O. box wrong? What if I wrote it down wrong? And what if that is why it didn't take me to my P.O. box? I bet I wrote it down wrong. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, I'll just ask the lady, I'll go, when I go up to the front to ship these off, I'll just ask her like about, what's going on. Maybe I got like the name wrong, or maybe I got the address wrong. Like, I don't know. So I was like, I'll just ask her. So as I was waiting in line, I was like, you know what? I'm going to find the PO box. I'm going to find it. So I start zooming it and I'm looking. And I'm looking for I got the zip code on this and I got the zip code on that. And they were slightly different, but I wrote down and I was like, wait, I remember the little rhythm of the words. Sometimes to help me remember stuff, my brain attaches it to something else. So I attached something to the address. And so I was like, it's this one. This is it. This is the address to the PO box. Oh, I can't believe it. So I pasted it below my PO box address. I pasted that address below because they were different, right? They had the same kind of area, but it was like different. So I was gonna ask her like, hey, like, is this right? Like, this is my PO box, but this is the address to the PO box place. Like, how does this work? Blah, blah, blah. So I go up to her, it's my turn. I go up, I put the box down. I'm like, hey, so with these, I just wanna make sure I did it right. Like, I put the names on it right and everything. She looks, she goes, yeah, you paid for it? I was like, yes. She goes, okay, they're perfectly fine. Any other questions? I was like, yes. So I showed her my phone. I was like, I think, so this is my PO box. I think I wrote down the address right, but I don't know because it took me to a random neighborhood. And I got this. I think this is the address to the PO box. She goes, yeah, it is. And I was like, okay. So she's like, yeah, so the zip code is different because your PO box is its own zip code kind of thing. It's like they're separate, but they're the same. And I was like, okay. She goes, yeah, you have a PO box here? And I was like, no, I have a PO box here. She goes, yeah, that's here. I got so lost that I found my way back to the correct PO box. Somehow talking to the lady, because when I was talking to her, it dawned on me, she's the one who helped me set up my PO box to begin with. That's why she looked familiar. I couldn't believe it. I looked at her, I was like, oh my God. I was like, are you serious? She started laughing. She's like, yeah, this is, yeah. And I was like, I've been lost for like 45 minutes. I've been just driving around looking at every PO box because I couldn't remember. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She's like, no, it's okay. How much of a bozo do you have to be? I got so lost. I couldn't find my PO box, so I gave up, went to a random PO box that ended up being my PO box. By the way, I did check my PO box. I didn't have anything except for coupons. I went and sat in my car afterwards like this. What is so crazy was not only did I copy and paste the address, being like, this is the address, correct? It was the address. I didn't even look. I didn't even press it. And then it was like, oh, your directions to get to here are 2 steps. Like, it did. I swear I'm not dumb. It was like 3 months. I only went the one time. To get the PO box because it looked like a nice place. And it is a nice place. She was really nice and helpful, but I just, like, this poor woman. People that have to deal with people, I feel so bad for them. Because, you really experience all kinds of people, don't you? Like, imagine working at, like, a grocery store or, like, at a fast food restaurant or the post office. You have some bozo with some pink hair come in, pointing to her phone, being like, okay, so this PO box goes to this address, right? And she's like, yeah. Okay, so how do I get to this address? You are here, ma'am. You are literally here. Okay, granted, I didn't ask her how to get to this address. But I was like, this PO box goes to this address. Like, it's this address. She goes, yeah, that's here. You have a PO box here? And I was like, no, I have a PO box here. She goes, yeah, that's here. Moment of silence for me, please. Thanks. Have you ever done something so silly and so foolish and so stupid? To be fair, I do stuff like that all the time, but I couldn't believe it. Like, I was literally like, I have to film this. I have to talk about this because this is probably one of the lowest points of my life. Not lowest points, but like one of the dumbest moments where I was driving around. I was Googling every single post office. Everything looks the same eventually, and then I don't know. Fun fact though, if you put in your PO box address, it's gonna take you to a random house in a random neighborhood. At least it wasn't bad. At least, and also too, I wasn't mean. I didn't run up to her and was like, you gotta tell me where this place is. It was like, I'm so sorry, this is so dumb. Are these the same? Yeah, you have a PO box here? No, I don't have one here. I have one here. Yeah, that's at this place. This is why I don't leave the dungeon, I swear to God. Anyway, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a fantastic day. Safe travels. Okay, bye!